one of my actors, the great Joe Narciso, who was my Jack in Into the Woods, was also working with a group called X-Act. And he told me, oh, you got to come see me in my X-Act show next. Funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. He goes, and there's a guy in there that you really have to meet. I said, okay, who? He goes, this guy, Tom Kane. I had not heard of him before, but this was back in 1990, I think it was. I went to the show. I saw Joe. He was great. And Tom Kane, who was actually the star of the show, just blew me away with his talent and his energy. But I did not know him. I had not met him. And then after the show, he was surrounded by all sorts of people, and I was hanging out way in the back talking to Joe. And all of a sudden, Tom points to me. I had not met him yet. And he goes, Michael Coluccio. I said, yes. And he goes, you and I, we need to talk. I was like, okay, so you don't say no to Tom Kane when he wants to talk to you?
Whenever I think of TK, I think of Dreamer. And, I think that that's still at the heart of the legacy. What was great about working with him was nothing was impossible, and let's think about it, let's dream it, let's do it. And I'm much more of a practical guy, so like that made for a very odd couple kind of relationship doing shows at times. But I always admired that about him, and I think that was, other than his friendliness and compassion for people, was his dreaminess was one of his best qualities.
And then when we decided to do the producers, he lit up. The character Max was TK's character, wanted to play that all his life, or at least as long as he's known the producers. So we auditioned him, and we knew that, and I don't want to say this because people accuse us sometimes of pre-casting, but in my mind I said, I don't know of anybody else who could play this role as well as he.
With Tom Kane, we were tending bar for a fundraiser slash memorial for Vince Mazza, who had just passed away. This was the summer of 2006. So I'm at the bar with Tommy, and we're giving out, we're not giving out, we're selling beer. And in between our pints, Tom said, we're doing this one act thing. We're going to take some of Vince's plays that he wrote, and we're going to put on some one acts, and would you be interested in doing it? And since we had had a few pints, I said, sure.
I remember like 5 minutes ago, Tom Kane drove up to my house. He left Anthony downstairs in the car, came upstairs, sat at my dining room table, and told me all about his dream concept of BrooklynONE. I listened. I tried to understand. I asked a few questions. Tom Kane says, are you in? I'm in. And I've been in ever since.